Nice trip, bro.
Hmm? Oh my god, everyone's just dropping everything. Holy.
Everything in here, it's not serious. Like,
Exactly. Some is, some isn't. Depends.
yeah, depends on how much you want to take out of city, but
Depends who's saying it too.
yeah, exactly.
If it's the dumb bitch that I hate like the most in the city, then I'll
Who?
take it serious. You know who?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't actually know who, but I just
Oh, really?
like I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Oh.
who?
F.
Oh, yeah. I still remember the fucking tweet when a bunch of blokes kidnapped her and dropped her
Yeah,
off the
that
dam.
was my
And
mates.
yeah, like someone dropped their highlighter, bro. That got me cracking up.
Whoa.
That was fucking Darren and Andrew. Yeah.
She doesn't like someone really bad. I don't know who she doesn't like, but she doesn't like someone. The combos that are going on in this water, it's crazy. Let me grab my radio because it's kind of funny. Wait, where's my radio? There's my radio. Let me just store my shit. Whoops. Oh, okay. I did not mean to do that, but... Huh. Hello?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, I'm curious. There's like, I'm whispering right now. I don't know if she can hear me, but there's this girl here that's talking about someone that she hates that's around here.
Go get more info.
Well, I was assuming, and she's like, oh, there's the dumb bitch that I had my mates kidnap. I was like, who the fuck is she talking about? Because I saw him next to her, I was like, I wouldn't be that dumb bitch, because honestly,
Is it the blonde one?
I think she's in one of those, Tron suits. She's swimming next to other Tron suits.
Oh, what the fuck?
I think she has red hair. I'm not sure.
Lily?
I don't know. I was just overhearing the combo. I was like, because they're shouting, you know?
Oh yeah, true.
Oh my god, there's so much stuff on the seafloor. But there's a couple of guys down here that are quite rude. Dude, there's just so many shit.
I hope all of the showers you take for the rest of your life are cold.
She actually has black hair. So many stuff.
That's still good, bro. That's good money. That's like 40, 50k. That's still good money. Yeah, that stuff sells for quite a bit. That means you're in the right spot, bro. Keep going. I've been diving for like maybe 2-3 hours already. And I only got 2 hard cases to show for it, bro. Some weird dance, you know, like. Whose car is that? Like,
Whose car?
is this your car?
Yeah.
What a
Easy
whip.
access.
What? What do you mean easy access?
Easy access.
For what?
Why are you gonna take it like that? Stuff away from you.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Nice. Yeah.
There's so many shit on the ocean floor. Need to go up and see. Gosh. Oh, which one? What are you talking about, Tom? If you're talking about the car, they were just asking whose car it was, and she jokingly just said it was hers, just because. It's actually not her car. Silly. There's so many banks. I wonder if anybody left stuff in my boat. Oh yeah, let's go. I better store this all away. My boat took a few punches. My punches, at least. This car had been blown up. What? Wait, how? No way. What? How did it blow up? Hello? It says mine have been blown up. Oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna have to take it back to the marina. For some reason it just says it's been blown up. I don't know why it's been blown up, but it's not. That is funny. Look for a garage. I wonder if there's a garage back here. No, it's actually made by the thing. I wonder if they took out all the boat garages. Looks like they did. Yeah, looks like they did. Just gonna have to put this away. And then take it out. And hopefully I can access the boot. I wish I had a big vacuum to just scoop up everything, you know? That'd be so much better. I should check if it works. Oh, now it works. There we go. I keep putting stuff in. It's not supposed to. My, I'm having so much head issues going to the pier now. Because there's so much bags. There's just so much bags. Soon enough, I bet you Gov's gonna permanently, like, just not let us drop anything. Because of the it's like so much drops. Hey, I'm good. And yourself? I'm just scavenging. I'm chilling. I got off work today and just want to chill and relax, you know? But there's just so many people dropping so much shit. It's giving me head issues. I'm trying to pick everything up. Because at the end of the day, that's money. No cases, but a lot of junk, that's for sure. Junk that people keep dropping. These little party bag poopers. And then there's a few rude people saying I'm a bitch. At least I assume they called me a bitch. At least that's what it sounded like. And then some other guy, like, gloating that he's made more, like, 26 mil for, like, hard cases and shit. Like, okay. Of course it's gonna be in city. What? Vice? Of course I'm talking IC. Don't talk about Vice. At least money-wise. When we talk about money, it's IC. Oh my god, I keep dropping my stuff. A lot of people use this type though. I don't know. I don't really believe in it. I haven't really gotten much of, like, for the last two with it anyways. I'm just picking up all this junk, that's for sure. Honestly, I honestly need to probably get rid of the luck set and just have pure inventory full of this stuff. Like, there's so many bags. You know what? I'm just gonna put this away, actually. Let's go put it away. So I got more space to pick up stuff. And eventually probably we'll get a case. Who knows, you know?
Hello.
Oh.
Hello?
Yeah? What's up? You hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Just a quick question.
What's up?
How do I buy a boat? Really want a
At
boat.
the marina, there's at the dock, there's like a little self-serve that you can go through the boats.
What?
At that rental place?
Yeah, so right next to the rental, there's an actual buy.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright. I got like 3 boats here just trying to fill up all the junk on the seafloor.
390, bro.
I'm picking up so much. Like it's
So much. It's insane. Like, you know, you fill your pockets within like 2 to 3 minutes. You're literally getting 15 to 20k.
Yeah, that's why I want to get a boat so I can just go up, down, up, down, up, down. What you're doing.
Yeah, I also like search at the same time. So if ever I get a hiding case, but like I said, time is money. I'm picking up everything.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you'll see me in my boat soon. Thank you for that.
Okay. Hopefully. Just gonna pick up everything. It's like nobody's decided to drop anything in there, but yeah, I'll go ahead and just lock this up then if nobody's gonna drop anything. I might as well like put one boat here, the other boat in another location, so I got like storage in all 3 sides, you know? Put a boat all the way down here because people keep dropping stuff here too, you know, yeah, see, there's so much stuff there. There's just so many stuff. Oh, but my head, the head issues with all the stuff on the ground. Holy. I don't know why I still got the Chihuahua keychain. I should put that away. Just put it away. Hey Jesse, I'm good. Just scavenging. So many stuff are on the frickin' sea floor, so I've been picking up all the junk. But I've been having major head issues because of all these items. See how much baggies there are? Holy. It's crazy. Yeah. And then some, like, there's some rude people out there too at the moment. Like, I guess they laugh that I pick up all these junk, apparently, to them. To them, they think this is just all junk and it's worthless, you know? But in reality, like, it's a lot of money. Look at all those bags. Yeah, I bet. Like, after work today, I just decided to chill. Like, just dive, relax, chat, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Oh, never mind. see you now.
Yeah, I'm just diving. I did like earlier.
Yeah, I had to cross the road because my bunnies weren't here.
The reason why I didn't stream earlier was because I was watching Wakanda Forever and the latest Rookie episodes as well. I can't stream those, of course. But yeah. Oh my god, there's so many bags. Who knows? I might get lucky with a hard case eventually. Yeah. Look at all these bags. Holy. Yeah, I bet. A lot of people are like selling their stuff mostly. I just want to pick up all these bags. Like it's crazy. That's all money on my phone. Give me back my phone. There we go. Right. Should play some background, some type of music. I don't know. Oh god. Yo, Mr. Ballin took out another episode, but at the moment we'll not do that for now. I'll watch that probably tomorrow. This one. Not really, right? Yeah, just I don't know. I actually want like my friend, my colleague, he plays like chill. I guess we call it R&B mostly. Let's see. If there's any this one. Oh yeah, R&B soul. I actually like his playlist when I'm working. It's not as chaotic as my other colleague. She comes in, she puts on her music, and she screams her lungs out, and I'm like, man. Huh? What happened? No, so she literally screams. Like, she doesn't sing that good. Like, I'm gonna admit, she doesn't sing that good. But she loves to sing. She knows all the lyrics. But when she sings it, it's like, oh, my ears. Like, I want to just enjoy the music that is being played and not her voice. Like, it's so stressful when I'm trying to work. But yeah. Nah, it's her voice. Her voice is the one that's like that's like ruining my ears. God, all these stuff that people throw. Man, I'm gonna be filling my Bensons faster than ever with all the rate, you know, the rate that people drop these things. It's not even funny. It's all money, that is correct. Holy, look at this. Just picking up everything. Oh, look, aviators, holy. It's like 200, 300 bucks. 1,000 of that and I'd be earning 300k. And someone's been dropping oysters as well. I don't think they know that they can open it. There's so many people diving and there's so many cars on the beach. That's why I called the title Diving Hotspot, because it's like, it's basically a hotspot right now for people. Really? Yeah. Oh god. I'm gonna have to store these. Oh, there's my boat nearby. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'd rather, you know, work at my job, like either Valhalla, PDM, or Flowers, or whatever. But then there are times I just want to go diving. Because diving's a little bit relaxing, honestly. Oh, my phone went in. Yeah. No, haven't found a case, but I'm finding a shit ton of other stuff in the seafloor. Look at all these baggies. So much bags. And some people are even dropping oysters. It's so funny. Oh, man. That's what old people say, but so far I've used the luck set for 3 days now and have not gotten a case. So like I said, it's about coincidence, it's about hotspots, it's about... basically it's kind of like playing a slot machine. Yeah, it's definitely a myth. Like, it's a myth. Like I said, there are people that believe in it, and then there are people that don't. Me, I've found 2 hard cases, 1 briefcase within 15 minutes, and didn't even use a luck set. I've been using a luck set like the last 2 days for like probably 4 hours of diving and have yet to get any Ks. So, should I get that? No. Right now I'm just focusing on collecting all these stuff on the ocean floor because that's where the money is at the moment. And if I find a case, then I find a case. Yeah, it's very random. It's supposed to be random. I've already had, you know, like the reason why Gov doesn't, they're very vague with saying if it works or not is because they want people to keep guessing, but it's all actually just rumors. Rumor is a rumor. And the people that are getting lucky with luck sets are the ones selling them. What do you think? You know, it's marketing. It's a marketing strategy. This is how people, because if you make like the dream catchers, right? The clarity is the only dream catcher that will make profit. But if you make the other two dream catcher and try to sell that at the merchant, you're losing money. And this is why they created the luck set, or created the marketing for luck set in order to earn money, like more money for the luck set versus losing money at the merchant shop. Even a sausage roll, which I kind of started a year ago, is apparently a part of the luck set. It's so funny. Yeah, I mean, it's a marketing strategy, And the reason why the luck set also popped off was because of Luther. He found one case, decided to open it, and he had the luck set including a shark tooth necklace, and that he opened the most rarest of cases, and that was what triggered the luck set even more. Like, people were starting to be like, luck set works, they work, you know. But it's all about coincidence. Yeah, like there's always going to be an ongoing debate on the luck set, always. Honestly, the shell necklace, I bet you, like even the metal detector and the compass, the reason why they're luck sets right now is because someone literally had it in their pocket, probably did a little clip finding a case, and then, you know, kind of trimmed it down, saying, oh, I found this card case because of this new luck set, which is a compass or something like that. Like, there's just so many rumors. It's the end of the bag. But yeah, I mean, every person has their own thing. Like, if they want to believe in it, they believe in it. If not, then they don't. Yeah. I know. Actually, there was an something happened with, he's going through the boat, dude. But there was an issue with the police officer and he got beat up and his car got thrown into the water. I don't know what happened though, like that's actually what happened. Yeah, there's so many cars up here, by the way. You look how many cars there are. Like, there's just a lot. Well, there were a lot more than that, and there's so many cars here too. At least someone keeps us. Are they putting shit in here? No, right. Maybe they're putting shit in there. Like, I'll definitely grab them. Oh yeah. I'll gladly take these. Alright, let me change this. I'm going to pick up everything. Hopefully. Well, maybe I won't be able to pick up everything, but I'll try. I'll try. There's just so many bags. People drop them faster than I can pick up. But yeah, how's your day? Like, how's your day today? I thought it was gonna snow today, but it only snowed for like an hour. Which is good. I don't like the snow. I see, I see. I look for all these baggies. I can barely see them. Oh, there's a couple there. Dude, they're in the grass. Holy!
Hello? Did you
Oh,
lock
that's
your
the-
boot?
Oh yeah, I did. Are you
Okay, all
gonna? Maybe you're
Yeah,
gonna put.
Yeah, I've got junk.
Okay, yeah, I'll unlock it. I just need to get some of the stuff out of there.
There's so many fucking bags.
There's so many. It's giving me major.
I'm gonna
head
tell them.
issues.
I'm gonna tell them to put it in the boat. Hang on. Yo. If you have any rubbish you don't want, chuck it in the boot of the boat.
Better grab these. Let me just
They seem to be deaf, so
Yeah, they honestly like there are a few rude ones as well. They're like just calling me the B word. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's just so many bags. I'm having major head issues. I'm trying to pick them all up. Like,
It's annoying.
it is. You know, if they keep doing this and it becomes a big issue for like in city, they're going
Yeah, I
to
know.
take away the dropping again.
Yeah, they will.
They will, yeah. Just so much.
So annoying. I'll see if I actually...
Alright. There's so many stuff. No, I'm from Nevada. I'm American. Oh, look at all this. Oh, what is that note? Oh, someone's bank number. Someone's bank number is there. Yeah, it's still winter for us. Going into spring, probably. Oh my god, look at them. Drop all this stuff to me. Dude. I mean, if they don't want it, put it in my boat. I wish I could pick stuff from like above the water. But maybe not. I can't. Right. Oh, I see, I see. How hot is your summers? In Fahrenheit. Because I don't know what Celsius is. Ouch. My knee hurts still. Yeah, these people.
Hey guys.
Just saying to put your junk in.
It was a local boat. Hey guys. Boy, any fucking hard cases, boys.
Dry heat, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like ours. Our summers can get as hot as 90s. Almost to 100 as well. Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised the winter here hasn't gone under negative for us yet. Like negative in Fahrenheit, of course. We used to have a negative, like, that was last year though. We used to have like as low as 4. Just so cold. You can't see the baggie, but it's like right there. 1 Celsius. Just looking for all the baggies. I bet. 59? That's like perfect. Like 50, between 50 and 60. I like that weather. Where it's also sunny. It's like the perfect weather to go out but not be too hot. Like, you know. Because I like to wear sweaters a lot. I think I got all the bags. You freeze or what? What the heck's going on with that car? Did someone's car just go into the water? I think someone just decided to push the car in the water.
What sort of car is it?
It's right near the rocks. It's upside down.
Better not be mine, I swear to God.
Oof.
It's not mine.
I don't know whose car this is. Just saw it go tumbling in the water, and then someone just drove away. Oh, a diamond ring.
Boy, any luck, guys?
Yeah, I've got
Nope.
2 briefs.
Ooh, are you serious? You've been here for like 5 minutes, haven't you?
Nah, I got it before.
Oh, okay. Did you open?
For briefcases though, it's most likely either drugs, suspense bundle, or the bank kit.
Yeah, I got the comic and drugs.
Yeah.
I got so much drugs to push, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Some guy. Let me check if there's any baggies all around. Looks like the beach is a little clear.
Yeah.
Oh. I see a couple baggies over there. You can anchor your boat, by the way. It's in the out menu. When you are in the driver's seat of the boat, just do out menu, and then you'll see the lower anchor. Yeah. Yeah, I used to teach boat lessons when I was a boat dealer, and I was the one that was processing the boat licenses as well. Nah, they don't just drift away. That'd be annoying. Yeah. Let me see if there's more baggies like out in the had a boat license in real life, but not. Oh. There's like a person over there that drops shit too, as well. I don't see any more baggies. Probably left. If that's the case, I might as well bring this boat over. Yeah. See if you outmuscle and then raise anchor. And then out, lower anchor. So like if you're trying to move, see, it stays. Is it 9? Let's see. Let me check my weather out. It says it's in the 30s, actually. Yeah, it says 30 at the moment. But, apparently it's gonna snow tomorrow. Wait, no, it's actually 29. It is... Oh, it's 9 Celsius. Yeah, it's pretty cold. So I get confused, like, I don't really go by Celsius. Let me check what they put in here. Someone's been putting stuff in there. Yeah, this guy's putting stuff in here. Oh, let's go. Give me all your shit. They don't want it, I'll take it. Bounce underwater. Getting a baptism. Oh man. I am pretty tired though, like I was really busy today at work. All I know in the morning is I want coffee. I want iced blended sweet coffee. Yes, ice blended coffee. It's really good. Especially Dutch Bros. I don't get why there's no Dutch Bros in the delivery app. Like the first time I tried Dutch Bros, my boss treated like all the morning shift for Dutch Bros. I didn't know what was Dutch Bros or what to get. So he's like, you know what, I'll just get you what I get. And then he got me the same that he gets, and oh my god, it was heaven. Like, oh, hit the spot. No, I'm not a barista. I do know what coffees I want though. Like, I'm like what I want. Coffees I want. Other than that, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
My god, I'm kind of freezing. It's probably because of all the head issues from all these bags. I normally have a flat white, which is just hot water, coffee, powdered sugar, and milk, or a cappuccino. Yes, I'm literally at the spot collecting bags. I am. Like, I've already like, look, I got 3 boats here now. 1, 2, and 3 of my boats. And a big MLT pounder in the distance, if you could see it from here. I've been storing all of this shit. Let me check how much my boat is now. You're so off diving. Let me check how much I made. Because I had just emptied my boat like earlier. Let's see how much I made so far with whatever I picked up. Yo, I've had some mean people do diving at the moment. Like... Well, you could sell them in different stores. Some are at the bait shop, some are at the pawn shops, some are scrap yards. It's different places. But yeah, let me just see how much I've made already out of all of this. I already got 220 kgs. Let's see. Yeah, how much did you make off the scrap? I'm keeping broken electronics now after you said about the... Oh, yeah. Like, people... Like, I keep the electronics. Actually, I just keep everything, like I said. So far, what I've collected, 220 kgs. I just recently emptied this boat, okay? 220 kgs worth of junk. And it's 160,000 worth at the moment. So that's not bad. Like, dude, that's money. It's money, money, money. And then I left this boat open because they need, like, apparently people need, I know! It's hella good. And then I left this boat open because apparently some people, like, this girl here, she wants to store stuff in my boat. And I'm like, okay. There's people doing the boot on this car though. I see. I see. Stuff in here? Yeah, there's stuff in here. Let me grab all of that. Dude, just so much stuff. What is going on? Oh my god. Is that a local? Yeah, they have. What about this car? No, I don't put anything in here. But yeah, I haven't had any luck on a Hoarding case yet. Oh, I got an email. Check who it is. Bahala. Oh, wow. So apparently, she always says, apparently, there might be a certain merge happening. Guess we'll see. We'll see. We'll find out in the next few days, I guess. Interesting. Honestly, I'm not sure, because usually those type of events always happen at like 8 p.m. AEDT, and I'm never around at that time. So maybe? I think so. This music. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, so in Nevada, a lot of people when they hear Nevada, they think of Las Vegas. I don't live in Las Vegas, that's way down south. I live way up north of Nevada, and that's where it snows. Las Vegas, they don't snow there. So yes, it's like the casino state. Here in Nevada, like northern Nevada, you'll see like slot machines in every fuel station and grocery shopping area. There's always a slot machines like there. It's so funny. It's like everywhere. But there are a few casinos here as well. It's so funny. Every gas station you go to, 7-Eleven, you'll see a slot machines over there. It does get hot here, but it also gets really cold. I've only been in Nevada for like since 2018, so not that long. Not really. I mean, they do have a desert-like setting, but here up northern Nevada, we're surrounded by mountains. And there's a lot of plants. I think if you go down south, that's where the deserts like happen. But yeah. Yeah, there's one mountain here that they call Mount Rose. Whenever it starts to have like a snow, like you can tell like it's gonna start snowing or raining is when you can't see the mountain at all. Yeah, I don't do casino. Cause I know the effects of it. Don't get addicted to casino, people. It's really bad. I got a gold coin. Nice. Yeah. What is that sound? Oh my gosh, let me just... Dude. Get out of the fucking car. I can hear your freaking... Oh! Yeah, yeah. You want a staunch? Yes. Kaze. It's just I can hear the freaking car keep bumping into the umbrella. Is that guy laying down? That's okay. To go over, I like to go to the USA. I'd love to see California, Los Angeles, Texas. Yeah, those are good places to visit. Especially Los Angeles. You could literally see a lot of similarities with GTA 5. They have so much detail. Yeah. I think majority live in Los Angeles. Oh man, same here, yo. If it was cheaper, I wouldn't be saving like 6 grand just to go to Saipan for my brother's wedding. Between May and June, me and my mom are gonna fly out there to visit my brother in Saipan. It's gonna cost 6 grand to go. That's a lot of money. It's a little island above Guam, which is in between what? Like, it's above Australia and like to the right of Philippines. So you got Guam, you got Guam, like there's like little islands. Guam, Rota, Tinian, and then Saipan's above that. Near where? Oh, you talking about Papua New Guinea? Wait, let's check. Saipan. Images. Yeah, I guess you would say that. It's above New Guinea. Yeah. Right. Wait, my brother lives in Saipan and we're gonna go there for his wedding. So yeah, it's gonna cost quite a bit. Warm? Not really, it can be really hot. Like, I was there during the summer and holy, it was so hot. I had a migraine, like a horrible migraine. It can get really hot. But there's beach everywhere, which is a good thing, I guess. Plus it's humid, it's good for your skin. Oh my god, Papua New Guinea. I don't think I'll ever go to Papua New Guinea after I heard all the stories. Cannibalism and all. I don't think I'll ever go. It sounds scary to go there. Oh my god. I bet.
Excuse me, can you please not steal my resources from our group? I didn't give you permission. You're stealing my loot.
I mean, it's a public car. Why don't you bring a car and put your stuff in there?
How about you don't steal? That's stealing. Didn't your mother tell you better?
Not stealing.
Your mother should have told you better. I didn't give you permission to steal take my stuff. That's called stealing.
I mean, you could take.
You better. Your mother should have taught you better. No, I'm joking. Take it out.
Dude.
I was joking. Holy, oh my god, take it. Oh my gosh. Thanks for laughing at my joke.
Jade. I don't know. This guy is just being. I don't know. He just wanted to make some issues. Yeah, I would not go to Papua New Guinea. Like, it's Yoza. It's has a lot of freaking scary stories about cannibalism, and I don't want to. He's being out for it, Danny. Oh my god. Yeah, probably. I told him, like, if you don't want your stuff to be stolen in a public boat, bring your car. Like, bring your car. Or bring a boat even. It's up to you, whatever. And he just... and then he took offense because I took, like I gave him the factuals, you know? Oh, man. Dude. Like... Yeah, true. There's another car over there. Check it out. Yeah, I want to check it out. There's so many cars in the water. Okay. I wonder if I could push these like
Simple as that, like ABC, 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy. Squeeze. Just run. Run, pussy, run. Run, pussy.
what the hell?
Run, pussy, run. You got no gun. What's the point of staying there then? You're gonna get guilty. You just said no. You weren't gonna try. Oh my gosh. No, you need to make up your mind.
Yeah, yes. He's
Run with your hands
T-posing.
up, pussy. Run with your hands up.
Anyways, I guess we should just watch something while I do this. Like, it gets boring when I just... Oh yeah, Mr. Bolin is out, by the way. Mr. Bolin, I forgot about that. Wait. Dude, I wanna watch Mr. Bolin. He brings out a new one every time. Alright, let's go.
Our stories typically have really big plot twists at the end.
Oh yeah.
And today's story is no different. However, the plot twist today is so unexpected, so abrupt, so shocking, so horrifying that I thought it would be interesting if you all tried to guess the ending as you're watching it, and you put your guesses in the comments section, and then we'll see if anybody comes even remotely close to what the ending actually is.
I love this guy.
I gotta be honest, I don't think anybody is gonna guess this one. But before we get into that story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place, because that's all we do, and we upload once a week. So, if that's of interest to you, please change the 4th song on the Like Button's Sleep playlist
like I'm
to the loudest heavy metal
the cases
death
now,
music you
so
can possibly find.
so
Also,
far I got
please subscribe
3
to our channel and
briefcases
turn
and
on
1
all
locked.
notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. Okay, let's get into today's story.
Alright, what's this story about? Let's see. The curse. Okay.
In the late summer of 1930, Raphael Pansardi and his wife Leonarda Cianciulli moved with their 4 young kids to a little town in northern Italy called Correggio. A terrible earthquake had destroyed the family's previous village and killed nearly all of their neighbors. And so this family was feeling very lucky to be alive, but when they arrived in Correggio, they really had nothing, and were hoping that, the people of this town will just be very welcoming and generous and kind of help them get set up again. And the people of this town did exactly that. Correggio was this beautiful place inside of a fertile valley where people lived in these
Yeah, so basically Mr. Ballin, he is a storyteller. He gathers information and he retains info to reveal in the ending, which is so smart, honestly, at his end, because it keeps us watching and wanting to know what it is, you know? But he does different stuff from paranormal to true crime to things that happened in the past. 3 places you shouldn't go, but people went anyways, which is kind of dumb. Like, people literally don't listen.
Cottages surrounded by rice fields and mulberry trees, and the people who lived there were very tight-knit and looked after each other and cooked for each other and had parties together. I mean, this was a real community.
He has a lot
so when Raphael and
of
Leonardo
videos.
arrived, the townspeople immediately found them this cute little cottage by a stream with a whitewashed front door and a beautiful stone hearth for cooking, and there was an attached storefront on this cottage that they were giving them. And then on top of that, once the family had moved in, the family's new neighbors helped get Raphael a job, and they also helped Leonarda set up the attached storefront that was part of their cottage so she could sell her homemade soap bars out of this shop. And so very quickly, the family just completely fell in love with Correggio, especially 36-year-old Leonarda. Losing her home and her previous neighbors in that terrible earthquake had been a tragedy on epic scale, but it was far from the first tragedy that Leonarda had been forced to live through. Leonarda had been born into poverty. Her mother had actually come from a very wealthy family, but they had cut Leonarda's mom off when she became pregnant with Leonarda. And so when Leonarda's mom gave birth to her, she blamed Leonarda for their poverty and all of their problems, and so beat her relentlessly. And then on top of that, Leonarda's father died when she was very young, and so she was stuck at home being abused constantly by her mother. When Leonarda was 21, she met Raphael and fell in love with him, and he was a very kind and gentle man. He really made a very strong first impression on anyone who met him. But when Leonarda went to her mother and introduced Raphael to her and said, "I'm going to marry this man, I love him," her mother flew into a rage and then literally cursed Leonarda. She actually out loud muttered the spell and then told Leonarda that because of the spell, Leonarda would have evil following her forever. Now, of course, Leonarda was very used to her mother's terrible behavior, and so she did not actually think she was at risk of this curse affecting her life in any way. But not long after actually marrying Raphael, Leonarda began to see evidence that this curse might actually be real. It started with Leonarda having these sudden fits of seizures for no particular reason, and then Leonarda, every time she got pregnant, she would miscarry and lose the baby. And so feeling really sad and desperate because all she wanted was a family, Leonarda actually went to a fortune teller in hopes that they would tell her that in the future, her life got better, not worse, which to Leonarda meant, you know, the curse was not real if my life improves. But after this fortune teller took Leonarda's hands and studied her palms, she looked up at Leonarda and gave her grave news. She said, "Leonarda, you're going to have living children, but they're all going to die young. And I see a prison and an insane asylum in your future." This experience totally shocked Leonarda and confirmed for her that her mother's curse must be real. And sure enough, over the following years, Leonarda and Raphael would go on to have 14 living children, and 10 of them would die when they were babies or toddlers. And so by the time Leonarda had arrived in Correggio with her family in 1930, she was absolutely petrified that her last 4 precious children would die because of this curse. And so in order to keep her kids safe, she basically never let them out of her sight, and then she also made sure they always adhered to these strange rules and beliefs that Leonarda had come up with about good and evil that were designed to somehow protect the kids from this curse. But But the incredible show of generosity and support and kindness that Leonarda and her family had experienced when they arrived in Correggio had really done something to Leonarda. In fact, it really kind of changed the way she viewed the world. Suddenly, she was less concerned with this curse and how to protect her family from it, and instead, she was just kind of content. She felt safe. She felt happy. The women in the town loved Leonarda and always came by the house to say hi to her and eat some of the amazing tea cakes that she would make. And also, Leonarda had become best friends with this woman named Virginia, who was a former opera singer from Milan, who was very elegant and beautiful. And every time she went to a dinner party, she would invite Leonarda. And also, Leonarda and her family were becoming financially stable really for the first time ever. Leonarda's soap shop that she ran out of their cottage was really successful. People came from all around to buy her soaps because nobody could make them like she could. And Raphael's job as a clerk was very steady, and he too was becoming well respected in town. And so because of how well this transition to Correggio had been, at some point Leonarda made a promise both to herself and to the universe that instead of focusing all of her time and energy on this curse...
What happened? Did I actually pause? Huh.
In town. And so because of how well this transition to Correggio had been, at some point Leonarda made a promise both to herself and to the universe that instead of focusing all of her time and energy on this curse...
Oh, what? I guess it didn't upload right? What's going on, Mr. Bowlen? Let me see if there's any comments about it.
which had plagued her whole life. Instead, she was going to focus on helping the people of Correggio any way she could because they had done so much for her. And that is exactly what Leonarda did, but in a kind of ironic way. Because of the fear Leonarda had for her mother's curse, she had gone to that fortune teller many years ago. And even though the news she got when she saw the fortune teller was horrible, Leonarda had left that experience kind of fascinated with the art of fortune telling and magic and sorcery. It just really appealed to her. And so now that Leonarda was running this very successful soap shop out of her house, there were all these people coming from far and wide that would ask to barter for her soaps. Bartering is like trading one item for another item versus paying for something outright with money. And so Leonarda began bartering with these travelers whenever they had books about fortune telling, about magic, about sorcery, about how to make potions, about the occult. And after reading through all of these books and learning as much as she could, Leonarda, in addition to selling her soaps, began offering fortune telling services to the people of Correggio. And it would turn out she was really good at predicting the future, to the point where people in town basically began going to her for all kinds of advice. She helped women find love, she told farmers what crops to plant, she created these charm bags for people and told them they would protect them. She also began creating these herb potions for people when they got sick. It actually got to the point where people trusted her so much that when they got sick, they didn't even go to the doctor. They just went to her.
Jesus.
And so very quickly, Leonarda felt very proud of the fact that she had lived up to the promise she had made both to herself and to the universe to always help the people of Correggio at every turn. But more than that, Leonarda was starting to think that this newfound sense of purpose and happiness she was getting in helping the people of Correggio through her various services had finally broken her mother's curse. By 1939, Leonarda and her family had been living in Correggio very happily for almost 10 years, and at the time, Leonarda's oldest son, Giuseppe, was 17 years old. Giuseppe was tall, he was handsome, he had dark hair, he had dark eyes, and all the girls loved him. And Giuseppe and Leonarda had always had a very close relationship. Every day, Giuseppe would come home, and he and his mom would sit in the kitchen, and they would chat for a while and eat some of her tea cakes. But now, in 1939, when Giuseppe was 17, he started to act a little bit different. He would come home, and instead of going into the kitchen to sit with Leonarda, he would just go straight to his room and shut the door. And when Leonarda or Raphael would ask him, hey, is everything okay? Giuseppe would get very defensive and say he was fine and to please just leave me alone. But to Leonarda, it seemed really obvious that her son was not fine, and she thought, maybe he has some sort of secret he's keeping, and that's what's making him act this way. He's hurting on the inside, but he can't share it with the world. But Leonarda had no idea what this secret might be. And then one day, late that same year, Leonarda was walking through town when one of her neighbors came up to her and said, "Hey, are you aware that your son, Giuseppe, has signed up for the military and he's leaving for training in just a few months?" Leonarda had not heard about this. People were talking a lot about World War II, which had just started around this time, but Leonarda had never considered that her precious son would go off to fight in that war. But now, Leonarda realized that Giuseppe's recent strange behavior suddenly made sense. This was the secret he was keeping. He had joined the military, and he hadn't told his family. Leonarda turned around and went straight home. She went right into her bedroom, shut the door, and she just sobbed. To her, it felt like her mother's curse was back, and now her precious son was going to go off into the war and he was going to die, unless she found a way to combat this evil that was now following her again. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Growing up, I was always encouraged to speak up if I was feeling down or sad. And so as a kid, talking about my feelings was really easy. But fast forward to 2017, when I was in my late 20s
I just got a hard
and
case.
suffering for the first time from a severe bout of depression, it was like I knew what I was supposed to do, ask for help, but I just couldn't do it. It was like I was afraid if I told someone what my issues were, it would scare them, or worse, it would make them feel bad too. Luckily, my wife and my family encouraged me to go seek out a therapist, and honestly, that totally changed my life. But the point I'm trying to make here is that because of my upbringing, I should have been the first person in line for therapy right when I started struggling in 2017. But that's just not how life works. Oftentimes, the way we think we will act during a crisis is very different from how we actually act during a real crisis. So if you are struggling right now with your own personal crisis and you're hiding it from other people, you haven't asked for help yet, stop, take a deep breath, and do what I did. Consider therapy. And one of the easiest entry points into therapy is BetterHelp, because it's a world-class therapy service that is 100% online, which means you don't have to physically go into a doctor's office and awkwardly wait for your big first meeting with a therapist. Instead, you can get the help you need from the comfort of your home. Get matched with a BetterHelp therapist after filling out a quick survey, and then you can choose how you want to communicate with your therapist, whether that's through chat or text or phone call or video call or some combination of all of them. Also, you can switch your therapist at any time for free. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Mr. Ballin. I've also linked them in the description below. Okay, back to the story. For the next several days, Leonarda did not open up her soap shop, she didn't come downstairs, she just stayed locked in her bedroom and read through all of her books about magic and sorcery and the occult, looking for some sort of solution for how to fight this curse. And finally, she figured out what she had to do. She read that if she gave something beautiful to the universe would reward her. And in Leonarda's mind, that reward would be sparing her son. And so Leonarda decided that the most beautiful thing she could offer the universe would be to help the people of Correggio, which she was already doing, but in her mind, she thought she could really ramp up her efforts and really try to change people's lives. And she thought if she could do that, the universe was sure to notice and it would save her son's life. Leonarda decided that the first person she would really go above and beyond to help inside of Correggio was a woman named Faustina. Faustina, who was in her 70s, was desperate to get married, but to many people in town, including Leonarda, she seemed kind of beyond help. She was totally antisocial, she was awkward, and just kind of given her age, it seemed like marriage was just not in the cards for her. But this is where Leonarda thought she could step in and change everything for Faustina. She would find her a husband. So Leonardo reached out to Faustina and told her about a friend of hers, a man who lived in a city to the north, who was also alone in his old age and who was likely looking for marriage, and she could set them up if Faustina was interested. And so Faustina was immediately interested and wanted to meet this guy, but Leonardo did tell her that, this guy, the reason he's not married is he's kind of difficult to be around. He's kind of a jerk, but he's got a wonderful heart. He means well. I think he'd be a great fit for you. And so again, Faustina's like, great, I want to meet him, I want to marry him, I'm ready. And then finally, the day came when Faustina actually went to this other town and met this guy in person, and they fell in love. And Faustina just moved right in with him, and before long, she was sending happy postcards back to Correggio, telling everyone about how happy she was and how thankful she was for Leonardo's help in setting them up. And so Leonardo was obviously thrilled, not only for her friend's happiness, but also it really felt like she had checked the box in terms of really going above and beyond to help someone in Correggio in an effort to get the universe to spare her son. But her son was still a couple months away from leaving for training, and Leonardo, she's very superstitious, and she's thinking, okay, I don't know if that was enough to get the universe to save my son, and so I need to find somebody else I can help. So, in September of 1940, Leonardo began her next good deed project with another woman in town. She was a widow in her 50s named Francesca. She had worked as a teacher, but when her husband got sick, she quit her job, and then when her husband ultimately died, she was left with nothing. So Leonardo reached out to Francesca and told her that she, Leonardo, would be willing to reach out to her own mother's rich family to see if maybe they had a job they could finesse for Francesca. Now, of course, Leonardo was not excited about talking to her mother's family, who had disowned her mother and had shown no interest in Leonardo, but Leonardo wanted to do this for Francesca and for the sake of her son and getting the universe to notice what she was doing. And so sure enough, Leonardo would reach out to her mother's family, and they were remarkably open to the idea, and they got a job for Francesca in Switzerland. And so eventually, Francesca jetted off to Switzerland, and then a couple of days later, she was sending postcards back to Correggio saying how happy she was and how thankful she was for Leonardo's help. And so again, Leonardo was so happy about this outcome, both because she cared about Francesca and also because this was yet another kind of check in the box of her good deeds that the universe was going to notice that in turn would save her son. But again, after Francesca didn't need any more help, Leonardo found herself looking at her son, who was getting closer and closer to leaving for training, and she would think to herself, have I done enough to protect him? Have I really stopped this curse from killing him after he leaves? And Leonardo eventually decided that no, she had not done enough. She needed to do at least one more really big good deed for someone in this town. And who better to help than her best friend, Virginia, the former opera singer. Leonardo knew from all her talks with Virginia that Virginia really missed living in the big city and going to the opera house. And so Leonardo reached out to Virginia and said, you know what, I can reach out to my mother's rich family and maybe they can find a job for you in a big city if you're interested. And so Virginia was like, wow, yes, I would love that. That's an amazing opportunity. And so Leonardo again would contact her mother's rich family, and again they came through, finding this job as a social planner for this very rich guy in Florence, Italy, who often funded plays and operas. And so this job was perfect for Virginia. When Leonardo told Virginia about this opportunity, Virginia cried tears of joy. After packing up all of her things, Virginia made a stop at Leonardo's house to say goodbye and thank you, and the two women would hug and laugh and cry, they would drink wine together, and then finally, when it was time for Virginia to go, even though Leonardo was very sad, she was also quite happy, because finally she felt like this good deed was enough to get the universe to spare her son. However, Leonardo, being a very superstitious person, did have one more little thing she wanted wanted to do with Giuseppe before he left for the military. And this little thing was her, Leonarda, bathing her son, her 18-year-old son, with a particular bar of soap, and then she also wanted to feed him a special kind of tea cake that she was going to make. The soap and the tea cake had these special herbs and ingredients and different things she had pulled from her books of magic and the occult, and they would kind of form like a protective barrier both outside and inside of Giuseppe. So, on the same night that Virginia headed off to Florence, when Giuseppe came home, Leonarda approached him and said, I want to give you this bath and I want to feed you these tea cakes. And Giuseppe was not remotely enthused at the idea of having his mom bathe him. He's 18. But he knew she was highly superstitious, she seemed pretty emotional about this, and it just seemed like it was extremely important to her, and so he said, okay. And so Leonarda washed her son with this special kind of magic soap, and then she also gave him the tea cakes, and then afterward, even though Giuseppe was really annoyed by what he had just been asked to do, Leonarda was so happy she was practically floating. She felt like she had done everything she could possibly do, and now she could just relax because her son was safe. But soon, Leonarda would learn that that was not actually true. A few days after giving her son the magical last bath and magical tea cakes, the police showed up at the front door of Leonarda's house. And when she opened the door and saw the police, she asked what was going on, and the police would say to her, hey, the 3 women that you supposedly helped that left town recently, they've all been reported missing by their families. They don't know where they are. And so Leonarda, she was totally shocked by this. And she said, no, that's not possible. I write to them all the time. I get postcards that come in very regularly from all of them. And then Leonarda went and got the postcards and showed the police, like, look, I'm talking to them. How could they possibly be missing? And so the police, they would look at these letters and they would agree with Leonarda that it is pretty strange that she'd be getting these very authentic seeming letters from these women if these women were also missing. And so eventually the police would leave and they would tell Leonarda that they would be in touch if they needed anything. And then over the next couple of days, Leonarda was very concerned about these 3 women, but she received numerous postcards from these women over those several days, and all of these postcards were totally normal seeming, and so Leonarda was fairly confident that whatever was going on with the police had to have been a mix-up, and she wouldn't be hearing from them again. But a couple of weeks later, the police did come back to Leonarda's house, except this time they didn't knock, they just barged right in. After the police had spoken with Leonarda that first time, they did some digging on these letters that she was receiving, and they managed to trace them all back to their start point. And it turned out all of these letters from all 3 of these women were originating from one place. It was this little town to the north of Correggio. And when police went to this little town, they discovered that these letters that were starting in this little town were all being mailed by the same person. And they got a physical description of this person who apparently was pretending to be these 3 women. And the description was of a tall, handsome young man with dark hair and dark eyes. It was Giuseppe. After the police barged into Leonarda's house, they went straight to Giuseppe's room where they accused him of murdering those 3 women, and then they hauled him out of the house and brought him to the station to question him about where he dumped the bodies. When the last police officer left Leonarda's house, Leonarda walked outside and just stood there wondering what she was going to do. It was like she had done everything in her power to protect her son from this curse, but somehow this curse she knew had done this to her son. And so now she knew there was only one thing she could do. Without saying anything to her husband, she went inside, she got her things, and she began making her way to the police station. At this point in her life, Leonarda looked much older than her actual age of 46. She had very gray hair, her face was very wrinkled, and she was stooped over, and she was always carrying these charm bags and magical potions and little stick figures that she claimed protected her family. And so her overall appearance when she wandered into the police station was that of a very frail old woman who was also very strange. And so Leonarda hobbled her way up to the front desk, and in a trembling voice, she asked the attendant if she could speak to the detective who was working on her son's case. And then a moment later, she was led into an interview room where she was told to wait. And then a little while later, the lead detective walked into the room. He sat down across the table from Leonarda and he said, "What can I do for you?" And immediately, Leonardo said, "My son, Giuseppe, is innocent." And the detective, when he heard this, he was not remotely surprised. In fact, this is fully what he expected this conversation was going to be. He knew Leonardo loved her son very much, and of course she was going to say he was innocent. This is what parents typically did in cases like this. But the detective decided he wouldn't try to stop her. He would just let this very distraught mother kind of talk for a bit. He would tell her that he would follow up on whatever she was saying, and then he would drive her back home. But this detective was not expecting the things that would come out of Leonardo's mouth over the next couple of hours. In fact, her story about why Giuseppe was innocent was so shocking and so bizarre that the detective outright said, "I don't believe you. I don't believe this. This can't be true." And then other officers were called in to listen to her story to see if they believed it. And they too said, "This doesn't seem real." But the police would follow up on the details she gave, and it all checked out. It would turn out, back in late 1939, on the day that Faustina, the first woman that Leonardo pledged to help in order to get the universe to save her son, when Faustina was set to go north and meet her future husband, Faustina stopped by Leonardo's house to say bye. And when she was in Leonardo's house, something very unexpected happened. When Faustina walked into Leonardo's kitchen where Leonardo was, Faustina was so excited about meeting her potential future husband that her hands were shaking and she was smiling ear to ear. And so Leonardo said to Faustina, "Hey, you need to calm down." And so she handed Faustina a glass of wine. And so Faustina took the wine and she had a couple of sips of wine, and right away Faustina started feeling dizzy, and before long she was grabbing the table just to keep from falling over. It would turn out the wine was poisoned by Leonardo, and so Faustina, she's kind of looking up at Leonardo, and Leonardo is looking down at her, and she's got an axe in one of her hands. And she says to Faustina, "I'm so sorry." And then she winds up and she strikes Faustina in the chest with the axe and lodges it in her chest. And so she lets go of it, expecting Faustina to die. She doesn't. Faustina's just standing there with an axe in her chest. And so Leonardo grabbed the handle of the axe, she pulled it out of her chest, and then began wailing on her head over and over and over again until Faustina did fall to the ground dead. Then Leonardo lit a fire under her big metal pot on the stove, and then she cut Faustina's body into 9 pieces. She drained the blood out of the body into a bucket, and then she chucked those 9 pieces into the pot on the stove and began to mix them with caustic soda, which is a powerful dissolving agent that's used to make soap. And then she boiled the ingredients, her body parts and this caustic soda, for hours. Faustina's body slowly turned into this horrible black mush inside of this pot, and Leonardo was watching this the whole time, and she just had a look of total disappointment as this was happening. And then at some point, she just took the pot off the stove and dumped the ingredients, Faustina's body, down the septic tank. And then Leonardo waited for Faustina's blood that she had dumped out to coagulate, which means it became semi-solid. And then she heated it up in the oven and then ground it into flour. And she would use that flour to make tea cakes, which she fed to her friends the next day, as well as her son, Giuseppe. Leonardo also asked her son to mail some letters for her from the little town to the north where Faustina had supposedly gone. These letters, of course, were written by Leonardo, pretending to be Faustina to give the impression that she was still alive and well. And Giuseppe, when he was told to go mail these letters, didn't think anything of it.
He retains info and then BAM!
Even though Leonardo basically got away with killing Faustina, her plan for Faustina had not really gone the way Leonardo had hoped. When she boiled Faustina's chopped up body parts and this caustic soda, they didn't really mix the way she wanted them to. Leonardo was convinced that the reason for this is because Faustina was too skinny, and so there wasn't enough fat on her body for the mix to be perfect. So Leonardo had come up with another elaborate story, this time for another woman, Francesca, about that job in Switzerland she got through her mother's rich family. Of course, none of that was true, and when Francesca came by Leonardo's house to say goodbye to her, she was offered a glass of poisoned wine, and after she sipped from it, she became dizzy, and then Leonardo showed up with an axe and hacked Francesca to death. But again, when the body parts and the caustic soda were in the pot on the stove boiling together, they were still not coming together the way Leonardo wanted. And so again, Leonardo, with a look of disgust, just dumped the pot down the septic tank and wound up making tea cakes from Francesca's blood. Then the next day, she fed those tea cakes to her friends, as well as Giuseppe, and she also asked Giuseppe to send a few more letters from up north. These letters were, of course, from Francesca. Still feeling totally unsatisfied with how the last two killings had gone, Leonardo moved on to her third target, her best friend, Virginia. And this time, when Virginia came by Leonardo's house to say goodbye, everything went to plan. Leonardo was able to poison Virginia, she killed her with the axe, she chopped her up, she put her in the pot, and this time, the 9 chunks of her body mixed beautifully with the caustic soda. And so after adding a few fine perfumes into the pot, Leonardo was finally able to create the thing that she had not been able to create with the other 2 women's bodies. And that was a beautiful, rich, creamy bar of soap. She also, again, made tea cakes from Virginia's blood. That night, when Giuseppe came home, Leonardo demanded that she be allowed to bathe him with her magic soap, i.e. the soap made from Virginia's body. And so she did that. She scrubbed him with Virginia's body soap. And then while she was doing that, she fed him the tea cakes that were made from Virginia's blood. It would turn out Leonardo did in fact believe that in order to save her son from this curse, she would need to give something beautiful to the universe. And at first, she really had believed that the way to do that was by helping the people of Correggio above and beyond anything she had ever done before. But at some point during her interactions with Faustina, the first woman, Leonardo had decided that, you know what, that wasn't enough. She really needed to make sure that her son was going to be safe. And so the only way really that Leonardo could guarantee her son would be safe would be if she actually took a life and gave that back to the universe. That would save her son. The reason Leonardo wound up taking 3 lives and not just 1 life is because she also decided that as an extra protective measure, she wanted to make sure that she actually bathed her son, literally, in the body parts and kind of essence of the life she had taken. And so that's where the idea of the soap came in. However, the first 2 women, their body parts didn't mix right, and so she couldn't turn them into soap. But then Virginia came along, and her body did mix with the caustic soda, and so Leonardo was able to make her soap. She was able to bathe her son with Virginia's body and feed him Virginia's blood. And so in Leonardo's mind, she had done everything she could to protect her son at that point. Leonardo would ultimately be sentenced to 30 years in prison, as well as 3 years in an insane asylum, just as the fortune teller had predicted. Leonardo died in 1970 when she was 76 years old. As for her family, they fled Correggio, and 3 of her children changed their names and vanished. And her prized son, Giuseppe, who she had killed to protect, had gone on to join the military, and he would go to war, and he either was killed in combat or simply changed his name and vanished as well. So that's going to do it. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't done this already, please go in to the Like Button's Sleeping playlist and change the 4th song to the loudest death metal music you can find. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. We have a podcast called the Mr. Ballin Podcast that puts out brand new exclusive stories on Monday mornings, and on Thursday mornings we upload remastered audio of our best YouTube videos. Again, it's just called the Mr. Ballin Podcast, and it's available exclusively on Amazon Music. Consider donating to our charity. It's called the Mr. Ballin Foundation, and it provides support to victims of violent crime as well as their families. Monthly donors to the Mr. Ballin Foundation Honor Them Society will receive free gifts and exclusive invites to special live events. Go to MrBallin.Foundation and click on Get Involved to join the Honor Them Society today. We have 2 additional YouTube channels, Mr. Ballin Shorts and Mr. Ballin en Espanol, We also post near daily content on TikTok, Facebook, and Snapchat. All of those pages are just called Mr. Ballin. If you want to get in touch with me, please follow me on any major social media platform and then send me a direct message. My username is just @MrBallin, and I really do read the majority of my DMs. Check out our merch at shopmrballin.com.
But yeah, Mr. Ballin says a lot of stuff, like a lot of stories, all funny. What's up, Jolinar? It is interesting. His stories are hella interesting. They have a twist to how he says it too. Alrighty, the heck? Yeah, this is the new one that I just watched. That was released a few hours ago. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. I'm gonna go to bed. Like, I'm so tired. Let's go ahead and raid someone. But hey, thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. All this stuff that I just gathered from the sea floor, I'll definitely put it to good use. But yeah, let's see who to raid. Let's see. Oh shit, I'm underwater for some reason. Let's go and raid. Let's see. Who's this? Who is that? Who's this guy?
Pick it up, mister!
I'd rather just raid Levi instead. He's new to streaming, but yo, he's getting a lot of views because he does a lot of good, you know, he does cop and all that. Alright, let's go ahead and just raid 2 latex gloves. Till next time, guys. I think he's doing houses. It looks like
being attacked by Denny's, and everyone came to the rescue, like with Sterling Archer and stuff.
What are you doing? Are you shooting
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was one of the guys who kept them coming back.
One of the boys is axing his car.
Did he have a